to the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion. Yeah.
Hey everybody, my name is Eric Hopkins. On your right is Brandon, and on your left is the good doctor himself, Damon, and we are the Fat Boy Cartel Podcast, and we're here tonight to review WWE Hell in a Cell for 2021. But full disclosure, before we get into that review, we did not put up a SmackDown or an AEW Dynamite review for this week, partially because there was a major storm in this area the other night, and we really couldn't record. No internet, no power. I was also out of town personally, but these two guys, they were going to fill in for me while I was gone, but due to unforeseen circumstances, we were unable to do so. So that's why that is not there. We will pick that up next week here on the channel. So look forward to that. But for tonight, let's get into WWE Hell in a Cell. The show kicked off with Kayla Braxton introducing her panels. Oh, wait, that's the kickoff show. My bad. Let's move on. The show started with...
First off, Peacock had issues.
Did they really?
A full show.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Yeah,
First off, the Peacock wouldn't load into the pre-show.
Okay.
And then when they finally did, it was about a full minute ad break behind the YouTube portion of the, because I brought up the YouTube to see where they were. And when I came back on the Peacock, it was like, hold on. Go to YouTube, and they're out of the an ad break. And Peacock's just going into the exact same ad break. I was like, well, all right. And then it wasn't just, because at first I was like, okay, maybe it's me. Brandon couldn't get it to work. And then I checked Twitter, and then it's all over Twitter that Peacock's taking a big old shit right before the pay-per-view.
Oh, well, I mean, they did just get the service like a few months back. So I guess it's to be expected to have some bugs, especially on some live feeds and things like that. So, I mean, but yeah, all I know is what I got on about the time the main show started. All that seemed to be cleared up on my end, but
it seemed to be fine once the main show hit, the main card hit. But it was like, all right, Peacock, get your shit together.
All right, and I know we didn't cover SmackDown either, but before we get into the main show here, I do want to mention the Roman Reigns Rey Mysterio Universal Title match ended up being on SmackDown this week. Either you guys get to check that out or no?
I caught like towards the tail end of that.
Okay, well, since it's supposed to be part of this show, I thought we might talk about it for a second. So
I caught the match. It was, I
thought the match was good for what I saw of it.
It was good, but
I mean, obviously Ray was going to take the beating, but
yeah.
I mean,
hold on now.
I heard he got some offense.
For the first half of that match, it was all Ray.
It was all Ray. He was whooping his ass.
Yeah. That was probably the worst beating Roman's taken since.
Yeah, Ray was giving him that business.
Did they just chalk it all up to like a fatherly rage over his son?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Essentially, that's why I got to. I'm assuming, Brandon, you were mentioning during the actual pay-per-view that it was probably backstage stuff.
Yeah, it was. I think there was something going on as to why Roman couldn't actually make the pay-per-view, because I want to say it was him that couldn't make the pay-per-view.
Oh, really? I had heard why.
But storyline reason is because Ray couldn't wait till Sunday night
to get him. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see the storyline or hear any of the backstage stuff. I was just like, well, part of me thought maybe they just didn't want to put it too much on one show. If that's the case, that's fine too.
No, I think there was something legitimately happening as to why he couldn't be there. But I
will say before we get into the before we get into the actual review, I will say that moving that match to Friday was probably actually a very smart move. Because it allowed the other, at least the cell matches, to breathe better.
Yeah, I agree.
Even with the last match, the Drew Bobby match, it allowed.
Yeah, it allowed for that match to go longer. It allowed for a lot of matches to be extended, which
is usually good.
Yeah. All right, so with that being said,
it was good.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all assumed Roman was going to retain clearly, so it doesn't hurt it to put on SmackDown. So
up until the point Roman came back with his offense, I mean, it was booked to where like Ray's actually,
you were like Ray could pull
so pissed is like he's.
Well, see, that's the way
if Ray can continue this, then
it's like he wasn't holding back on Roman at all.
Well, that's I do want to go back and check that match out at least. I'm sure the rest of the show was probably passable, in my opinion. But in this case, I wanted to see how they portrayed that, because how could you make Ray destroyed Roman believable? Now, if you're chalking it up to fatherly rage, okay, I can maybe give it a pass. But
fatherly rage and the fact that there's kendo sticks, chairs, and a fire extinguisher.
Okay.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah, a little bit of
It wasn't
equalizers. Okay.
Oh, you can't forget the table.
Yeah. Like you used everything to your advantage.
Oh
and
yeah,
you're
Ray
that
used
mad.
the whole. He threw everything at Roman except maybe the kitchen sink.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, at least it sounds like they did it a little bit better than this show. I thought, since we're going to get into the first match here, Hell in a Cell match, SmackDown Women's Champion Bianca Belair against Bayley here. I thought this show, the Hell in a Cell matches were basically Extreme Rules in a cage. There wasn't a whole lot that really stood out that this is Hell in a Cell to me.
Because none of the matches really warranted a Hell in a Cell.
Well, except for Bobby and Drew.
The two matches. I wouldn't even.
Well,
I wouldn't even say that. There was really no point.
Yeah.
No, there was really the two cell matches we got tonight didn't warrant them.
Well,
No.
yeah, I thought for sure the Bianca Bayley one here, that one did. After I watched that, I'm like, did that need to be in the cell? That was my first thought when it was over.
No, but it gave you the opportunity. I mean, like, she held her own in that cell. And I mean,
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and they worked hard, so I'll give them that.
for the brutality in it, yeah, cool.
I thought
fine.
the spot with the
Right.
kendo sticks that were from the cage to the ring and Bayley got snapped on top of it, I thought that was kind of cool, a little bit new. But other than that, I really didn't, think of see anything that was outrageously special.
I mean, when she tied her hand up with the hair, though,
Yeah,
and
that
made sure
okay.
she couldn't go
The
nowhere,
way they were
and
using
she
the hair
beat
was
fuck
cool.
out of her.
Yeah.
Like, that was nice.
Which makes sense
yeah.
to the story because Bayley's whole complaint was you used the hair to cheat to win.
She's going to lose
Ish.
that at some point. I'm
Right.
She
I
has
promise
to.
you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hair
That's gonna
match.
be
she has to.
It's going to be a stip. But anyway, overall, though, the match didn't warrant it.
Mhm.
Like, but it was there. So, whatever. We got to see Bianca in the Hell in a Cell. That was her first time in one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. That was her first cell match.
So,
Yeah, and Belair won this match by hitting the kiss of death on Bayley on an open ladder
which
that folded.
Dude, that.
that all the way.
Right, that looked like it sucked. Badly.
Like, I realized
No.
the KOD, her finisher, was the same one I used to use, and it never dawned on me until she did it on the ladder, and I was like, oh yeah.
there was a few
Yeah,
spots in this match where
sucked.
Bayley looked like she was getting her butt kicked, like just landing on certain
bruh.
things. She was eating turnbuckles with her face really hard,
Oh.
things like that.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
I was just watching that
She
kind of
ate.
cringing. But
She went in.
they worked hard.
Like,
Oh yeah.
I'll give
They
them that.
did. They beat the shit out of each other, and I'll give it that. But in the overall scheme of things,
It did.
their feud, if this would have gone on for a little longer, and you'd had elements of whether the brawls that they would get into, the little skirmishes they would have, for them need to be locked away,
Mhm.
need to be in a situation where Bayley can't run, Bayley can't get away. Like, this is it. Like, you're locked. Cool, but it didn't. Like I said, the match was still good for what it was, but it just didn't feel like it needed to be in a cell.
No,
No.
absolutely. I mean, I like the reason why I say Drew and Bobby felt like it because they've been feuding for months.
Yeah,
This is just kind of
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
okay, let's put
you
Bayley
can
and
almost get away with
Belair.
that. Yeah, you can almost get away with that. Hell, I'd rather have seen Ripley and Charlotte in a cage.
Yeah, at least they've got a long-standing feud over the last
Yeah.
year or two.
Yeah, and plus what happened on last Monday, the complete brawl they had.
Of course, you can't put that in a cell because you can't do that crappy finish we got tonight if you did that. So, but we'll get to that here in a minute. And after this match, obviously, Bianca Belair retained her title here. In the back, Megan Moran interviewed Belair. She noted the match was tough, and Bayley gave her a beating, and she promised to never forgive Bayley. I'm not impressed with Bianca Belair's mic skills since she came to the main roster.
I get what she meant by what she said.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it, but
It just comes off like, wait, what?
and
but
you
I get what
supposedly
you meant.
just went through a war. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the Hell to Cell. Maybe the interview at that point is not the thing you should do. Maybe talk to her tomorrow. That sort of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's
Yeah,
just
but
me.
like I said, I get it. I get what she meant when she said, but it just came off weird. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But I get what she means.
Yeah, I get what she meant too.
Yeah.
After that, we had Bobby Lashley was with MVP and some ladies in his locker room. Okay, he's definitely the Godfather. It's a little bit here. He's got his own hoe train.
Yeah, but he doesn't interact with the hoes like Godfather did. They're just there. And he's
Yeah,
just
they're there to pay to go. I'll be with Bobby Lashley. And
But that seems like it's more like MVP's move, not really
I suppose.
his move. Like Lashley's like, all right, whatever, they're fucking here. But MVP's like, no, you need to surround yourself with beautiful women, the best clothes, like that type shit. And it's
Yeah.
almost to a point where you can see where MVP's like, no, you're my meal ticket here. And so
Mhm.
I need you to look this way. I need you to be this way. You're the champ. I'm here for you, and I'm gonna make sure you're the champ. But in the meantime, surround yourself with all these women. You gotta look the part.
It's
to
a
be the part,
WWE
you know what I'm
aesthetic.
saying?
They're wanting him to look like $1 million, which I understand that. That's,
But I
that's
don't
perfectly
think it's
fine.
him. I
Yeah,
don't think
no.
it's
No.
Lashley. I think, like I said, I think it's
He's
This
just
is
enjoying it.
all an
it's
MVP.
just MVP projecting this whole. This is what you need to look like thing, and I think we'll get
Yeah.
some more of that when they start to break down.
Yeah.
To where it's like Lashley's like, this isn't me, but MVP's like, oh, but you got to do. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
The whole the contrast between how Lashley is and how MVP is being eventually is going to be the downfall of Lashley's title run.
yeah,
I can see that. Yeah.
MVP.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah, good.
Oh, yeah.
After this, we had Alexa Bliss sitting on her swing and discussed her match with Shayna Baszler tonight. She said to expect the unexpected. Okay, cool.
I didn't poop, so I don't.
Welcome to hell.
Yeah, welcome to hell. She did say that.
NSO.
Yeah,
Alright, that was funny.
And
You
that
kissed
match,
my
My
ass.
sister
was funny.
was watching this with us, and that part it like slowly sank in, and then she just loses it.
I see what she
cracks
did
all.
there.
Yeah.
Clever. I was clever.
Clever, my ass.
It was better than what Caleb Braxton did it after the
Kayla
second
did it. I
match.
was like, bro.
It's like,
Like, wow.
the puns.
What'd she say? It's like, oh, it's off to a hot start.
Yeah,
It's like,
or
Yeah.
that encounter last week was fiery. It's like she was
it's like, shut up, Kayla.
just oh my god. After this, we had Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. This was a fine match, a little long. It kind of dragged, I thought, a little bit in the
No,
middle.
bullshit.
I
No,
did-
No,
I
no,
thought
no,
so.
no, 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 no.
This is
match
a Raw
could
match
ended
to
up
me.
in itself. This match could have been
This
itself.
match definitely could have been an assault.
And this is a SmackDown match, not a Raw.
Well, what do I mean by
Exactly.
what I mean was it felt like a match that would have been on Raw.
Shit. You.
I didn't
No.
go for it. I'm
How?
sorry.
Because the finish?
Ow.
I just felt like it was a typical like Raw or I guess SmackDown match, whatever. A typical television match on a pay-per-view. I didn't feel like it was anything super special. I just didn't. I mean, okay, cool. We'll probably continue this at some point, but not to mention Cesaro's basically back on the mid card in my opinion now. I say Seth just beat him and now it's over. And
First time Seth beat him. He beat Seth every time.
Up until this point. And it was
Yeah.
on
Up until this
Well, I'm
point.
not-
your favorite. And it was only because of your favorite match finisher.
oh yeah, the roll up. Yeah. So there's another
Yeah.
that's another thing.
That wasn't a schoolboy roll up. That was just a small package roll up.
Well, whatever.
Out of
But
desperation.
like I said, nothing against the match. Like I said, it was fine. I just feel like it was a television match.
No, it was good.
I mean, it's okay to me. I mean, if you guys thought it was better, that's cool. But I don't know, something about it. I was just like, okay.
I don't even like wrestling in general anymore. And I like this match. So
Well, I mean, like I said, I mean,
I did
They're
make
both
mention
good.
when Seth did get the finish on that. I was like, wow, well, Eric's going to be happy about that finish.
yeah.
I wasn't happy about that or the roll up we got later. I don't know, but yeah, I wasn't feeling the show early on, absolutely for sure, especially with this next match, Alexa Bliss, Shayna Baszler.
God.
I wouldn't poop, so I don't know about this one.
Lucky
Yeah, you
you had a better time.
Yeah,
Because I mean,
probably. I mean,
where to
let's be
start?
real. Brandon taking a shit is just the embodiment of what this match was.
This basically boiled down to Alexa Bliss used magic when she hypnotized Nia Jax on the outside. She raised her right hand, so Nia raised her right hand.
In unison with Alexa.
In unison, and then when Reginald stood up next to her, she slapped Reginald when Alexa basically had her do that for her. And then
It was
she was trying to grapple with with Shayna, and she stared into Shayna's eyes, hypnotized her enough to where she broke the hold. And then, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Alexa basically, what did she do? She hit, the Twisted Bliss for the pinfall.
Hit the DDT, then the Twisted Bliss, and
Yeah.
it was over. And it's like, oh my god, thank God.
Lots of magic and craziness.
It was dumb. I told Rebecca, it's like, guarantee you this match is getting shat on Twitter.
Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. I think you guys kind of liked it a little more than I did. Again, like we mentioned, it's kind of Batman versus Joker. They're going to fight forever. I guess.
But this one had an interesting twist to it, and I do like the fact that this carried over from SmackDown.
Yeah.
Which I didn't see, so that might have affected my enjoyment of it. Anyway.
Kevin Owens selling the Samoan spike, or the what are they calling it?
Yeah.
Nigerian nail.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
selling the shit out of that
He
for
took- apparently he took
disease.
2 of them.
Yeah, he took 2 of them in that match on Friday.
And it's like one of those things that, like, it fucked him up. So he's
he's selling the shit out of that for
And that's another thing I've
Commander
noticed. Maybe it's
Aziz.
just me. I noticed it tonight at least twice, maybe a third time. I can't remember the third. But opponents who are getting hit in the neck and doing that a lot.
because it's a shot in the fucking neck.
I understand. but
let me hit you in the throat real quick and see you.
I'm
not
just
do
saying
that.
I've noticed.
you in the fucking throat.
I get it, but it just feels like something that WWE may be starting to get like the roll up. They're liking it and they're using it a lot.
This was a good story. This was a good story, B. Like it legit.
I'm just saying if they start doing it, if they start doing it, I'm just saying I mentioned it. So keep that. I don't know. I just got this feeling, but we'll see.
Stabbed him in the throat.
Yeah,
The only thing I didn't get. What the fuck was wrong with Kevin's left arm?
Yeah.
Sami Zayn. Yeah, Sami Zayn was wrong with it. I can't remember what spot it was that he did it, but was it off the
commentary made commentary made it sound like, oh, is his shoulder dislocated?
Yeah, because he was holding the left arm, and
the way he was holding it like this, it looked like when you try to put your arm back into place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's possible he got a legit injury, but
it was right. It was after the Blue Thunder bomb, or it might have been before the Blue Thunder bomb.
It sounded like a planned spot, like he was just selling. But I mean, you never know. I mean, maybe they just improvised.
Yeah.
But Owens did a good job of
selling. He sold the throat thing.
Oh yeah,
he sold that. I mean, but he's still whooping ass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
he was still whooping ass.
Yeah.
And you're right. You're 100% right. They fought all the way through NXT when they were in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
They fought when Kevin showed up. They fought when Sami showed up.
And again, I like what they
wrestle. Are going to fight forever.
Well, and they're both entertaining, and I like both guys. But I just feel like it just screams to me WWE has no idea what to do with either one of them. So go to what works.
Let them fight.
Which I understand, but to me it's like, all right,
let them make.
Can't come up with anything better than for these two. I mean,
other than the fact that they have 20-year friendship.
Yeah,
and it seems to be Sami is throwing that all away because he wants Kevin to believe that it's this big conspiracy against him, and Kevin's like, it's all in your fucking head, and Sami's like, no, now you're against me, and it's like, what are you talking about? And then he goes after him because he feels like, if no one believes me, I'll make you believe me by showing you. And Kevin's like, you're a fucking idiot.
I did like how after the match, Sami Zayn, which we should mention. Hold on, before we get to that, we should mention that Sami Zayn won with one hell of a haluva kick. See what I did?
Yeah, Kevin ate.
He ate that sucker,
all of it.
So that was good.
Did not put his hand up. No, nothing.
Nope. Hell of a.
It's just exemplified in the slow mo.
But I did like how after it. I did like
when
how
those two. When those two go at it, they don't. You rarely see either one because they trust each other enough to know he's not gonna fucking kill me. But it's still gonna suck. But that's the benefit when you have guys who have worked together as long as they've worked together, have the friendship that they have together. Like they will literally kill each other in a match, and it's like, what the fuck is next?
Yeah,
they do shit to each other that you wouldn't see them doing with other people. It's ridiculous.
Again, I just feel like we've seen it all that they're going to do with each other.
I don't think we've seen
I don't know if there's anything else they can do to top it. I mean, well, especially their NXT stuff. But on the main roster,
short of one of them dying, probably not. But
right, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, you could put him in a cell. That would have helped.
Oh,
see, that one I would have understood a little more because then you could have played on all this history. NXT stuff doesn't exist on the main roster.
We'll get it at some point.
We'll get it at some point.
And before we continue, I want to make, because we're talking about Kevin selling and all that with the Nigerian now. Bianca Belair in that match. It was
I know what you're talking about, guys.
No, I think was it Bailey?
It was Bailey.
Yes, it was Bailey. Bailey had that knee injury, and right before she goes for a pin attempt, she just grabbed her knee ow.
It's a subtle selling.
And that's what I liked, especially compared to the fucking Rio match at fucking Double or Nothing.
Yeah,
when you do shit like the two compared, Bailey sold way better than Rio did.
But
Oh, it's
It's
just
the
definitely more advanced than Rico, I
subtle.
think, for sure.
It's the subtle stuff that.
It's subtle shit that it makes it means much more. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Yeah.
It's the little shit. Yeah, you smack your knee to try to get the feeling back into it, but you don't just do it that one time. You know,
No.
or it's adjusting the knee pad, trying to get it to cover. You know, like this fucking sucks. You know, or rolling the shoulder, or occasionally trying to flip the arm out type shit. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And to top all that off, the end of this match, I wanted to mention I
Oh,
really
God.
enjoyed how Sami Zayn was yelling at the commentary
Ew,
about.
ew.
Gross, man.
What the fuck is wrong?
Hello there.
That's staying in.
Ew.
But yeah, at the end of this match,
gross.
Sami Zayn was yelling at the commentary about it's karma. I don't know why. I kind of got
As he takes Michael's index card and just,
yeah.
and you see the blood on him.
Yeah.
He says to Michael, "You thought I was gonna lose, didn't you? The people in your headset, they thought I was gonna lose.
Yeah.
They told you I was gonna lose, but I didn't." And then he took his card and he spit in it.
He's like, use it as a
Michael was
napkin.
like, "I'm gonna go."
He's a national.
He just
treasure.
got up and turned around and just stood on the barricade in the back. He's like, yeah, okay, keep talking.
Another thing,
While Pat's leaning in and giving him the headset.
the mic, like, "Hey, go ahead."
He's like, here, talk to
Pat
it. Talk to it.
McAfee, to his fucking credit, the way he in the matches that he commentated over,
Oh my god.
he would slide in these subtle story beats about the match and about the competitors, what they're fighting for, what they're trying to prove to either him or her. You know what I mean? Like, he was so smooth about it,
He gets the psychology of it.
and it was crazy.
Yeah.
To me, he's the man that's conveying the in-match psychology of the competitors.
Yeah.
And he does it so well.
And it adds to the match. It's not like this over the top thing or anything.
I think he's
Which,
got
though,
a lot better.
he can be over the top at times.
But there's times where in a match where he'll get so hype that you can't go fucking go get him, dog. Go get him.
Well, I don't mind his hypeness. What bothers me with him sometimes is they'll have him do this stupid, goofy stuff. But some of that may be just Pat. I don't know.
I'm about to say.
Yeah.
I'm about to say.
I can't remember what match it was, but it was some match they had kind of got off the hard cam sign more towards the ramp angle, where you're from the ramp looking at the commentators.
And Pat was standing on the thing.
Pat's either standing on the table, or I think tonight he was just standing up at a random point. Nothing big was going on, but he's just standing up.
It's like he gets into
commentating the match.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've seen his fucking podcast. I've watched this.
Yeah,
podcast.
he's entertaining, good.
I to an extent, like, I don't think it's them telling him to do over the top shit. I think it's just Pat.
Maybe.
Just think about the whole feud he had with
Adam Cole.
The shit that he did on his podcast. The time he had
that
Adam
was
Cole
good.
on his podcast.
Yeah, that was.
That
wasn't super goofy though. That was real stuff. Like.
But if you watch him when he used to do the backstage watch along, I think Pat gets into it like really into it. What did he call that one kick that when it was Cesaro kicked that glove?
Oh yeah,
he called it a piss ball.
Yeah, then he said something about.
Missile.
I think he even made reference to like the Swiss soccer team or something like that.
Yeah.
In the match too, or something to that effect. But yeah,
yeah.
I think he's just genuinely a fan, and that helps.
Oh yeah.
When, when you actually know some history from wrestling and things like that. But I'll tell you right now, and I've been saying this since they got him, because obviously I see some of the stuff he did in NXT. Use him more on SmackDown. Get him involved with some of the competitors. Him and Adam Cole were great.
Man.
So
I mean, he hit a moonsault
and well.
From
he did
from
a
the
good job.
top rope, and
It was clean. It was
landed
clean.
it.
It was clean.
Assuming he wants to do
clean.
that, obviously.
Well, yeah.
I don't know, because like he said it himself after he wrestling training and shit. Pat goes, "That's a different kind of animal."
Oh yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm not saying like use him all the time, but occasionally a pay-per-view match or build up to it.
Yeah,
He's great on the mic. So
like Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
Since Sami Zayn likes to get up in the commentator's face, you can have Sami. At one point, Pat's
bulldog him out or something.
Yeah. Like, hold on now, Sammy. This isn't, what you think it is, kind of thing. And then Sammy's like, "Oh, now you've turned against me."
And I get using him on commentary. I just feel like he's a little bit underutilized as just commentary.
Yeah,
for sure.
because I think he did great work when he was in NXT.
Yeah, like
you know?
my hoodie says, it's great to be great, and on the back it says it must suck to suck. It's a great line he did. I thought that was great. But yeah, so yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I'm sorry, we got off track. My bad.
No,
I was just saying.
absolutely. It was part of
I'm
this
just
match,
saying, like
so.
for me, Pat McAfee, the way he would throw in these subtle story beats,
Yeah.
and it added to what you were seeing because you're like,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you know what I mean, and it was just good, and his timing on it was perfect.
Oh, yeah. Not only in this match, but with the Bailey Bianca match, too.
Yeah,
And Seth and Raw.
and Seth, and he goes. I love when Cesaro was doing the swing, and he goes, "Somebody else has got to count because I can't."
Well, clearly the crowd can't either.
I'm too mesmerized by this.
Oh, God. Yeah. So yeah, I mean Pat's great, absolutely. After this, we had a highlight package of showing Roman Reigns versus Rey Mysterio on Friday, which we discussed
that
earlier.
was crazy.
Yeah. Then we had the two. We got to the two. They were doing so well, I think, when it come to like clean finishes, even though I didn't care for the roll up and the other one. And then we got this.
But the roll up and the other one made sense.
Yeah, as again,
it did.
Like
the other one.
Like I said, it wasn't a
Seth's old character of super opportunistic timing.
Yeah, and that's what it was. He just took
Seth's I get
perfect timing.
The Bobby Lashley one we'll get into, but the Seth was okay. But yeah, in this case though, we had to get back to the typical Monday Night Raw DQ finish type things, distraction stuff.
Don't understand.
We had Raw Women's Champion Rhea Ripley retained her title versus Charlotte Flair. I didn't think the match was terrible or anything personally.
It wasn't a bad match.
No, I just thought the finish was crap.
Yes.
Again, I know, and to Brandon's credit, which I'm sure he'll get into here, they have kind of been sort of portrayed Rhea Ripley as a bit of a tweener. But I think it's been clear to me during this feud, Rhea Ripley is the de facto babyface in this feud. So I don't understand
how though.
Just because Charlotte's the clear heel, and if you, I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's because people just hate her outright.
Well, maybe, but
she's been pretty heelish in her shit.
But as Brett says, sometimes Rhea has been. But I think for the most part, she's been the babyface. So to me, having her use the table to hit her, which was kind of a weak DQ to begin with, first of all.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
real quick. Okay, we have seen people in normal matches, right, use the table. They've gone through that damn announce table.
Yeah.
No DQ.
Yeah. And that's always been my thing is like when I see that, it's like, oh, they got put through the announce table. How's that not a DQ? Because any other table would be a DQ.
I would have accepted it more if you'd have let the desperation on Rhea sink in to where she's like, I have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
If I get back in this ring, I'm going to lose this title. Hell, I would have accepted it more if you'd had her just sit on the outside and refuse to get in the ring. Have Charlotte then
which she got hurt at one point and could have done so, but then she rolled in doing the babyface fighting champion thing.
Nah,
she almost got beat because of it. So again, that told me babyface. So when she did this, I was like, babyfaces don't do this.
You could have had, but no, the ref is stupid for DQing her.
Well,
I would have waited till
yeah.
I'd have been like, okay, well that shit just happened. It would have made more sense then if she didn't get DQ'd off of that. To then grab either the title belt and then fucking hit her in the head.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Do something like that. But this, I was like, yeah, this is weak.
Yeah, because there's precedent for when there's precedents when get hit with the title, it's a DQ.
Yeah. Like
anything involving the announcer table has, as far as my knowledge of wrestling,
I've never seen
and it was just the top. She was ripping it off really hard, and it just happened to catch Charlotte in the head.
Yeah, it's like,
my bad.
Clearly, she meant to do that to hit her in the head, but it looked like she was just pulling it off really hard, and it didn't. It just inadvertently.
It's like, whoops, my bad, ref. I didn't mean to hit her with it.
Yeah,
like I would have, like I said, I would have wanted to see the desperation on Rhea's face a little more.
Just refused to get in the fucking ring.
But the flip side of that coin is Charlotte was trying to tell her this is a teaching moment.
Yes, this is the part I want to get into.
Something for her to learn.
Yeah, I like this.
In turn, Rhea was like, well, I'll just beat you to the punch here.
Right. But, again,
and I'll get disqualified.
When you had her roll in the ring when she had her hurt leg, and clearly she could have just won. Now, granted, they did the whole, when she did that, they basically told me as a viewer, she's the fighting babyface. She doesn't want to take the cheap victory with the count out. Okay.
But then she immediately took the cheap victory.
Exactly. That's my problem with it because you said she was the babyface.
Confusing booking.
And then you had her be the heel. But now I do like you said, during this match, Charlotte was trying to say, lesson 1, lesson 2. And then at the end of this, when Rhea is absolutely thrilled that she won like this, which a babyface should not be happy about at all, which again, that's conflicting. But then when Charlotte's like, you're learning, bitch.
Yeah, and
I like that story.
Rhea did say,
Rhea
did say, I beat you to it. I only did what you would do.
Okay, but then don't portray her. Don't portray her babyface.
That's the whole problem though. Is they've completely and utterly have had no plan on Rhea's booking.
Yeah, it's like they don't know what
they don't know. They don't know what her character is.
Yeah. If you could portray her, if you portray this match as heel versus heel, an inexperienced one versus more experienced one, I'm perfectly fine with what you did.
Rhea has been booked so inconsistently.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
prime
but that's
example.
a lot.
Well, that's a lot of people.
Of Raw, though.
Yeah, not just her, but
prime example is when the whole Nikki Cross shit came into the feud.
Yeah.
Charlotte,
which by the
fuck
way,
off, Nikki.
Where was she?
Hold on before.
But go ahead. Yeah,
so when Nikki is like, "Oh, I want to face you, Charlotte, after your match. Can I get the winner of this? Can I, And then Charlotte's like, "You know what? Fuck off, Nikki. You're not worth my time." And then Rhea, being,
that's probably tomorrow night's match.
Booked in that moment as the babyface, said, "You know what, Nikki? I'll take you on."
Yeah. See, again,
I don't know.
I mean,
I said,
it's just they did it. Rhea seemingly to me was booked on like, okay, we need her to be a babyface.
Depending on, it's like Big Show. What night do we need him to be a heel?
Yep.
And that's not. I can't. No.
That's not.
No.
And you're
not
100%
how you book
right.
someone.
But like I said, to play
anyone.
devil's advocate here, it was one of those situations where I one-upped you. But like I said, for me personally, I wanted it. If you wanted me, first of all, that DQ finish,
it was garbage.
You could have went with something else. Like
anything.
Even if you were hell bent on the DQ finish, by your standards of a disqualification, when Charlotte drop kicked her leg into that fucking set of stairs, she should have been DQ'd.
Right.
By the standard that was set in this match.
They were doing a lot of stuff like in the ropes and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, but this is why it was not in Hell in a Cell, because they had to do that finish.
Like I would have believed the desperation, like I said, if it's like this is the only way I'm retaining this title, like I have to do something.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, hit her with the title belt, or hit her with a fucking chair.
And I like the fact that she was beat. She knew she was beat, so she cheated. Cool, but a babyface don't do that.
Give me a reason why she did it though. Not just to go. First of all, a better reason than that damn. Yeah, whatever.
Well, she was clearly struggling to get to the ropes, or she was.
That's all fine.
Yeah. So they gave that reason,
but I could see the reason behind it, but not the reason she got DQ'd. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
That was dumb.
Yeah,
that was dumb.
So but that's again, they just got to stop. I mean, again, they only did it, I guess, the DQ once on this show. So
yeah, there's only one DQ.
I guess that's improvement. So I'll
not really, because it was a
dumb one, but yeah, it's better than doing it 3 or 4 times on one show for sure. But
it's like they took
pay-per-view,
one
though,
step
they don't.
forward. They took one step forward and 2 steps back with
But here's the thing with that, though.
DQing.
Pay-per-views, though, they don't do this as much because they feel like they got to give us a winner or not most of the time. But it's their Raw and SmackDown shows they do the DQ stuff all the time because they're like, all right, it's free TV. It doesn't matter. So that part, they still made improving that at all, but at least for the pay-per-view, they got a little better. But yeah, we'll see. After this, we got the main event. I guess after the match, Rhea Ripley and Flair continued to brawl, actually. Ripley got the advantage and hit a riptide. Ripley then demanded the referee announce that she's still the champion. As she walked away, Rhea admitted she got disqualified on purpose. But yeah, we kind of got into that part a little bit too. So, Hell in a Cell match: Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. This was probably the best match on the show, in my opinion.
They beat the shit out of each other.
They did,
yeah.
But again, it's just kind of they were doing stuff on the outside, like steel chair or steel steps to the head, or steel chairs, or things. To me, it's like they went through a table. Hell in a Cell, again, I'm not saying you have to do blood or anything like that, but Hell in a Cell, but to me, it's like it just invokes something special. I don't know what it was. tonight I just felt like some of the Hell in a Cells were just Extreme Rules matches in a cage.
Listen.
Maybe it's just me.
You can't. Hell in a Cell isn't what it used to be.
Absolutely. That's my point. Yeah.
We're far away from Mick Foley going up the top.
Well, I'm not saying do that either. let's be clear. But
because it's about longevity, man.
Agreed.
You can't put yourself in a situation where you were going to. I mean, Miz does
then
it.
Maybe Hell in a Cell needs to be put on the shelf for.
I mean, it's the same thing with the Elimination Chamber.
That too.
But it's still a spectacle. You're still going to watch it. You're still going to see it.
I just don't feel like we need to have a pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell for sure.
We're not going to get those moments out of two behemoths.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, sure, going through a cell wall, but we've seen that 1,000 times.
We have, yeah.
The whole Hell in a Cell concept now is simply put, or about you two are locked in this room, and there's no way to get out unless you win.
Mm-hmm.
Right? No outside interference, none of that shit. It's just you two. Well, obviously, that was
yeah, we're going to get to that.
proven to be wrong in this match, but
yeah,
it made
no one
sense
gets
as
in
to
a
why.
cage.
But it made sense for that why that door got open though.
It did, but it's a classic WWE thing though. Every time there's a steel cage, someone's getting in the cage most of the time. And they figured out a clever way to do it this time.
They figured out a clever way to do it this time.
But what we're talking about here is the referee ended up getting a referee bump, and the door got open to bring in a new referee.
He took a mean bump. All right, this wasn't a normal ref bump.
Yeah. So the referee
ate a chair.
Yeah. So the referee opened the door probably to come in to officiate. I think he walked in. The referee did, and then when he did, MVP got in. So. MVP got
Which isn't illegal.
No, it's not illegal.
Which is not illegal.
That's not the issue. But it's just, then of course MVP got, beat up for his troubles a little bit here and there. Match continued.
Not here and there.
A lot.
Not here and there.
Okay.
That man ate a Claymore.
Yeah. So, a Claymore that was off by 2 feet. But yes.
It was, MVP, you can't kick him in the face. Well, I will say it was funny. Yeah. It was funny, though, how he got locked in the cage because he was just talking all kinds of shit.
He turned around and all of a sudden it was locked. Yeah. So that was, he's like, wait a minute. Hello. So that, but it ended up paying off for him.
At that point, I was like, I was the ref. I'd have been like, yeah, you want it in there. What do you want me to do about it? Like, this is your problem now.
Yeah.
I'm going to lock this door. Good luck to you.
To go backwards a little bit,
sure, yeah.
I forgot about this. I don't know if Brandon saw it, but I fucking saw it. At one point, Rhea's on her hands and knees crawling to the ropes. And for some fucking reason, Charlotte is doing the kicks you usually do when someone's down.
Yeah.
Stomp. And for some fucking reason, Charlotte is at least fucking 2 feet away from fucking Rhea kicking fucking air.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Twice.
Again, goes to my point that Charlotte's not been right since Mania when she came back.
I don't know
what it is.
I don't know what the hell happened there.
She was better tonight, I think, but I didn't see that.
She didn't look. She didn't even look like Charlotte. If I get a picture of Charlotte from a year ago to now, it's two different people.
And again, I don't care. Right, she can make her own choices, do what she wants with her own self or body, whatever. But if for her to deny that she's never had any surgeries or something, I mean, come on, we're not blind. But
yeah, the 2 kicks to what was, I'm assuming, supposed to be 2 kicks to Rhea's ass, completely.
Oh wait, are you talking about her in the ring, or are you talking about her physically?
Brandon. I mean both.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was making sure I got that right.
I mean both.
Okay, yeah, because her in the ring has been.
I'm talking about the 2 kicks to the air that was, I'm assuming, supposed to be that was supposed to connect to Rhea.
Yeah.
Clearly did not in the angle they showed. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, Charlotte? You're nowhere close to Rhea. Why are we kicking?
Right.
She fully committed too.
Yeah. So, it's not as bad as about a few weeks ago on Raw. She went up to do Spanish Fly off the top, and Asuka didn't go, and she just did it herself by herself. I'm like, oh dear God, that was terrible.
But it's also one of those where it's like Asuka's smarter than you. She held on to the ropes.
Well, but see, they tried to play it off that way, but it was actually one of those deals where Asuka just didn't even attempt to go. It was just Charlotte went. It was weird, but so.
Sorry to.
No, you're fine. I mean, botches happen. I'm not going to kill it too bad, but
it was just.
I'd have to see what you're talking about. It probably was bad.
I was thoroughly fucking confused. I was like, what the fuck?
Did Rhea even sell him?
That's even worse.
Oh, yeah, that's even better.
So
it's like
Rhea didn't even like I said, it was clearly 2 feet. So I don't know if Rhea just
she might have
didn't know she was doing it.
Yeah.
But no, Rhea didn't even acknowledge the fucking kicks.
Well, then that's always Charlotte. You should have changed it up at that point.
Right.
It was like she kept trying to kick her and she moved, so she missed.
Right.
Yep.
So basically, the main event, back to that, I guess MVP is in the cage. It all boiled down to McIntyre set up for yet another Claymore in the corner, but MVP grabbed his leg, and McIntyre went after MVP, but Lashley rolled him up, their favorite finish, for a pinfall in the cage.
He did grab the tights.
He did. I don't know.
I mean, I would have been more okay with the spear and then the hurt lock after that, but we've already seen that Drew's not going to tap out.
Yeah.
So there's no point in doing the hero's way out again.
Mm-hmm.
You probably could have hit him with Dominator, but this way it's like the surprise roll up. Drew was like, "What the fuck?" Like
I do like the story element that they're telling, where Drew can no longer challenge for the WWE title as long as Bobby Lashley has it.
Mm-hmm.
So how
it
long
made
that'll
sense
be,
for
we'll
him
see.
to try to, but then it made sense for him to steal this one because it's like,
Yeah.
"Nah, I'm done with you." Type shit.
Yeah, and there's nothing Drew could really do about it. You can see it in his face. That was good storytelling, I thought, at the end. The roll up was kind of dumb. Now, how they got MVP in, I'll give them credit for the creativity, but
That was funny.
it just feels like sometimes they can't lay anybody clean. Now they're like, oh well, they cheated to beat Drew.
It also goes back to my initial thought: is it's MVP. He's like, you're my meal ticket. You're my ticket back into relevancy. You know what I'm saying? And as long as I keep this title on you, I'm somebody.
Yeah, and at least in this case, it was a heel who did the DQs and the stuff. It wasn't the baby face. So
But I mean,
fine.
now with Bobby winning this match, though,
What's next?
since we don't really review Raw, I mean, I guess we can do it on the NXT review. But
If anything happens,
we'll talk about it on NXT for sure. But we talked about.
But I mean, kind of to preview what's to come in the coming weeks. It's like, okay, now who does Bobby face?
Eventually, it's going to be Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, the way I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not that's tomorrow, or I would assume they might even wait a little longer after maybe Money in the Bank and bring him back when the crowd.
I could see. Yeah,
Kofi wins Money in the Bank.
Kofi, you think?
Whoever Bobby faces at Money in the Bank, you'll have Brock out after that match.
To be honest, I would prefer one Money in the Bank match for both shows on the same match. I don't know if we need two briefcases maybe if you want to do a men's and a women's, okay, fine. But
obviously men and women's, but you don't need a SmackDown men, you don't need a Raw men or Raw women and SmackDown.
Or Drew wins, challenges Roman. Because it's for any title, right?
Yeah, if you want to do just all one men's, I think that would be fine. Yeah, and of course there's a draft coming up after SummerSlam, so he can hold it till then. You could do that.
Because I got told, Damon, I think Drew's going to SmackDown.
Well, obviously, that would make the most sense. Because I think he's ran through most of his challenge, or anybody who could wrestle him on Raw. Bobby Lashley, you could go with Brock, build up some other baby faces maybe you could do Kofi.
I mean, Kofi.
We've obviously got the MVP trying to recruit him storyline going on. That may be your Money in the Bank pay-per-view, actually. Kofi versus Bobby. I don't know. But
or Kofi versus Woods, if he's successful.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That would be an interesting match.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to figure at some point the New Day is going to be completely kaput. I don't know where that puts Xavier. Obviously, he's got the talent. Clearly,
I really wouldn't do that though. I mean, you need tag teams.
Agreed. That is the
honestly
argument
need fucking
for it.
tag teams.
Mm-hmm. But they have had one hell of a run. At least if they were to break them up, I would get it more than say these tag teams they've kind of makeshift put together and just break them up after 2 weeks.
Yeah. They've been going since 2014, 2015?
Long time. That's a hell of a run.
A gimmick that they was doomed to fail from the jump.
And then they made it their own and made it work.
Three guys made that shit work.
Yep.
And Big E looks to be at some point, or at least they should, putting him back in the Intercontinental title picture, I think is a step backward. He needs to be pushed toward Roman Reigns. And I've heard, I've heard this year Roman Reigns' opponents are going to be, their ideas are Cena, Big E, and Rock. But Rock is obviously probably not going to be till at least Mania, assuming he can even do that. Cena's SummerSlam, Big E's probably going to get thrown in there somewhere. I don't know where. And he's probably going to get fed to Roman. But
I mean, right now, Big E in the IC title pictures, I don't view that as a step back because it's his first time as a singles competitor in at least 6-7+ years.
But he did hold it for a while, and
He did hold it for a while before he got it with the New Day, but still.
The Apollo thing with him has been done to death a little bit. Now, someone else got the title off Apollo. Okay, maybe. I just don't know if I need to see the Apollo thing.
I could see Biggie taking it off Apollo again.
Maybe. I mean, they do kind of do these long feuds. But yeah, they obviously wanted to go Aleister Black with him, but that's not happening.
Well, we see how well that went.
Unless they go get him back. I know there's talk that they may rehire him.
They offered him back because I heard Triple H was pissed at them.
But that may be more an NXT thing than it is a main roster thing. So we'll see.
Listen,
either fucking way.
If I get to see Aleister in NXT, I'm not going to poo-poo that either.
I'd rather it be there or AEW for sure. I don't want him to go back to the main roster.
Can you imagine the match Cross and Black?
Yeah, that could be good. Cross and Balor, or not Balor, Balor and Black, which we may have done. They may have done before, but I don't remember.
You imagine Cross is out there giving a fucking promo. The lights go out, then you get. I was like, "Yo, it's about to get real."
Yeah.
And then the lights cut on. Aleister's just standing behind him. He turns around, fucking black mask.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's how you end the show. I'll be like, I'm tuning in next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
we're just setting us up for disappointment.
I know.
Yeah. Sometimes
we're setting us
up
for
that's why Triple H blames the fans. Sometimes they set themselves up for disappointment.
I know. We just did though. We literally just did.
Yeah, because I would love to see Black and Cross go at it.
Oh my god.
You never know. Never say never in the wrestling business.
Fuck, they brought Joe back after 2 months.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll have to wait to see what they do. But yeah, I mean, overall, I wasn't a big fan of this.
If Aleister goes back, I'll be happy.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. I just don't know if he will. He sounds like one who might be just done with that company. But, NXT is an opportunity. He has had some success there, so never say never with that for sure. But as for this show, I think, me personally, outside of the main event, I wasn't super stoked in it. I didn't really care for the finish of the main event. I just thought the show was, to me, I felt it was Monday Night Raw on a pay-per-view, personally. Some good moments, but
I didn't give it like a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah,
I'd probably give it a 3.
That sounds about fair.
So yeah, that's close enough to me. But yeah, that's just my opinion. But if y'all liked it, hey, I'm glad you guys did. I want to like it.
I had fun watching.
I there was matches I liked. I can't say like overall. I mean, there was some shit that I was just like, all right.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't watched wrestling.
I mean, fuck, you went to go take a shit through an entire match.
I did. It was a hefty one too, bro. I had to take it.
So was that match.
Well, again, during that match, you got the better end of the stick. So
and I come back, I was like, what I missed? He was like, not much.
Nope.
Hypnotism.
I
came back right as the match between Owens and
okay, so I'm gonna be real honest. I like the concept of that being a thing with Alexa.
The execution is terrible. Christ.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It wasn't even necessarily execution. It was with who she was in a match with when this all went down. Why did it have to be Shayna Baszler though?
And she took the pin, which Shayna's been doing for months. So shouldn't be surprised, but
it's just
get it out of your system now, because once you get back to crowds, even Alexa herself said it. She said the doll's in timeout, going back to crowds and stuff. That to me, it's not going to fly. They may still try it, but those crowds will boo it out of the building as they should.
I think
they may not. You're right.
I think we're done seeing a physical doll right now.
She mentioned it again tonight, though, being in timeout still, so they may not be gone yet. But
I don't know. I think the doll's going to get over. Oh, those puppets were fucking over. Hell, Al Snow got a mannequin head over.
Yeah, good touche. But I don't think it was like doing spooky, hypnotism and magic.
No, it would talk to him in the middle of a match.
Well, that's because he was nuts. That had nothing to do with the head. That was his.
And she's not.
Well, you got a point. But they're playing this off like the doll's doing all this. It's not Alexa.
She's possessed? Yeah.
I guess.
We for 20-something years, we watched a dude called The Undertaker put people
that's a special
in
breed,
fucking
bro.
coffins. We watched him bury people alive.
And he was made back in the 80s or the early 90s when actually it made sense to do those gimmicks. Those gimmicks don't work now. That's only worked because it's been going on for so long. But and Taker is Taker. Taker, that's a whole different thing. You're comparing Alexa to Taker.
Listen.
It's like
I'm comparing gimmicks, not the people. Gimmick.
Whatever, maybe. Yeah. But I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. To me, it just doesn't. But that's just me. But I don't know. We'll see. All right. Well, that'll, I guess, do it.
There was a gimmick that had a dude eat turnbuckles and he had green tongue.
Yeah, but again, look at the time period. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But anyway, but then again, to your point, Matt Hardy's been doing that broken gimmick and people love that. So maybe it's just maybe this particular gimmick ain't working. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know, man.
As wrestling fans, we can't ever decide what we want.
Like I said, it's wrestling. I don't fucking know.
You just have to roll with the punches sometimes.
It's what entertains you. Not it doesn't matter what I care. It doesn't matter what I say or how I feel. Don't matter how you say how you feel.
Yeah.
Same with you, Damon. It's about what everybody else likes.
This is just this is just our opinions, and that if you like it, if you don't like it, don't agree. That's perfectly fine too. It's like any kind of art style. There's always going to be someone who disagrees or likes it.
Yep.
All right.
Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
We've all got one. But anyway, with that being said, that's our Hell in a Cell review for the 2021 adaptation of it. So comment down below. Let us know if you liked the show or if you like this video in particular. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications about when we put up new content here on this channel. And until our next video, guys, take care.
Later.
Push the fucking button.
Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right. I swear to God that I can drop and roll. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.